then last week I had my craziest live ever. It was insane. I sold over 4,000 GMV in that live.
So you now have quadrupled what you did in December in one live. What was it about that live that made it go so well? I think people forget or don't realize that when you start selling a lot of product for a company on TikTok, they're going to reach out to you.
You don't have to be a TV personality. You don't have to be the smoothest person. You don't have to have the bravado of a entertainer to go live.
Welcome back to Brands Meet Creators. We're a team of expert content creators that help other creators make money creating content and grow in their career. Whether you're focusing on UGC, TikTok Shop, the Amazon Influencer Program, or you simply want to grow your own social media accounts, we're here to help you. You can even join our Brands Meet Creators Academy, where you'll have access to weekly live coaching calls, exclusive brand opportunities, a 24/7 supportive creator community, and online courses and tools that will teach you how to make better content and get paid to do it. Whether you're a beginner or an expert, this is the place to connect with coaches and other creators. And you can even get started with our academy for free by using the link below. Now let's get into today's video.
Hello, everyone. My name is Roxanne Wilson. I'm with Brands Meets Creators, and I'm so excited to do my first interview for you on the YouTube channel. Hello, YouTube. And I have a very special guest. Today, we're going to be talking about TikTok, but we're going to talk about it in the realm of live. And so if you've ever been interested in going live, if you're like, could I do it? We're going to have a little conversation with Mr. Garen Flowers, and he's going to tell you a little about his journey. And I think you're really going to enjoy it. And hopefully it's going to inspire you to be like, oh, I need to get into the live game. Garen Flowers, how are you?
I am doing great and I'm so excited to talk to you. A big part of why I'm here is thanks to you and your advice. So I'm excited for this conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But you work hard on your own. But before we get into like all that you're doing live wise, I want to know your journey. Who are you? What's anything interesting that maybe you've done in your life that we need to know about? Give us the tea.
I have a crazy journey. I grew up and I went to college to become a video game programmer. And that did not work out after calculus kicked my butt. So I ended up discovering TV broadcasting as a reporter. I discovered that and I took one class and that was it. I was sold. I became a journalist and I worked in Florida as a TV reporter for 7 years, covering anything from hurricanes to crime to politics, interviewed governors, interviewed people on death row, all kind of things. From there, I moved to Los Angeles to move into TV hosting. So more from the reporting side to the entertainment side. So I've been in LA for 6 years now. And last year I discovered TikTok Shop and was really excited to dive into it.
Quick question for you. Is that an Emmy that I'm seeing behind you? Is that a soft or like a hard flex? What are we looking at over there?
I wish that was an Emmy. That's a Telly Award from my
Okay.
journalism time. Yeah.
Hey, still amazing. Still amazing. Congratulations. So I'm curious, since you've done broadcasting of different kinds, what do you find similar about TikTok Shop and what's different?
Going live on TV, it's very similar because you really don't know who you're talking to or what's being seen on the other side. You just have to go. In TikTok, you're able to see the comments, which is good. On TV news, obviously, you don't see the comments, but you have to talk knowing that there's people there, even if nothing is being said back to you. And so that's one similarity. Also, just knowing that people are comfortable if you're comfortable. We get awkward when we feel like there's eyeballs on us, but it's your show. You decide what's going on. So it's the same thing with TV news. When I was nervous, it was because I was nervous. And then when I stopped thinking about all the people that were watching, it made my lives better. And then the same now with TikTok. When I stopped thinking about who could be watching, it makes my live stream so much better.
Okay, that's a really good point because if you ever flip through TikTok and you see someone who's really nervous going live, you're just wanting to be like their mom or maybe their dad, like, you've got this, and you're not comfortable in oh, what are they talking about? The energy you put out there as the person who's going live will actually determine the energy of other people. That's a really good insight you've got right there. Question for you. When you started TikTok and you became a TikTok shop creator, you said, when did you say it started exactly? You said?
I started TikTok Shop July, August of last year.
When did you start going live?
I started going live in November.
It was November. No
Oh,
kidding.
yeah.
Okay, November. Nice. So tell us your journey with that. What made you decide to go live? Give us the tea.
I was trying to think back to my mindset. Then I need to start journaling more. I do have the 5 minute journal where you just kind of write down little stuff. I really want to know my mindset in the moment. But from what I can remember, it was another channel to selling. I don't want to just be a one trick person where it's like, okay, I'm just making shop videos. I knew that live stream was an option. So let me do that. And then also, I didn't have the nerves to live stream because I was live on TV. So I didn't have that hesitation that a lot of people have.
Mhm.
I dove into it because it was another channel. And I thought it was a lot of fun. Even though you don't get that immediate success right away, I thought it was a lot of fun.
You know, it's interesting because back in my day, omnimedia brand was the thing. Now we call it diversifying. But I remember like Martha Stewart was the first person to have like, I have a magazine and I have a TV show and I have all the products. And it was branching out. So it's interesting you say that. You thought to yourself that going live was making another branch of you being able to sell.
Exactly. Exactly.
So you started in November. And when did you start seeing like this is actually going to work out for me?
If you are a TikTok Shop affiliate and you want to maximize your earnings, we want to send you our free TikTok Shop newsletter. In the newsletter, you will get the latest tips, trending hooks, insider updates, all delivered straight to your inbox. And you can even unlock bonus commission on the hottest trending products. All you have to do is sign up using the link below.
So the first time where I was like, that was a moment was I was selling Nello and it was a faceless live. And out of nowhere, I got hundreds of people. I like to go live late at night. I'm the I'm the late night live
You're
guy.
the late night DJ. You are. Yes, it's true.
Late night DJ. We call it Garen After Dark. So I was on at midnight or 1 a.m. and just hundreds of people popped in. And it was like, whoa, what is going on? I didn't know how to handle myself. I was like, I don't know how to handle all this traffic. I'm used to 10 people. That was when a lot of the trolls, the bots were sending, hey, if you don't end this live right now, you'll get a violation if you don't end this live in 5 minutes. And I remember I brought that to you, like, hey, is this a real thing? And so I got tricked by these bots. So I was like, oh no. And so I had all this beginning success. I think I would have made a bunch of sales, but I just got off. And I was disappointed, but it was also like, I know I can get hundreds of people in my life. So that was the first kind of moment. And then the next moment, that one that actually got sales and actually went crazy, you remember it was in December. I was a couple of days from going home to Florida for break. So I was going to see the girl I recently had started dating, and we had a date planned. And I went live a few hours before thinking, yeah, I'll be live for an hour and then take a shower and go see this girl. The sales were going crazy. And you and other people were like, Garen, you cannot get off this live stream. You are about to hit your first 1K GMV. And so I had to text her on my computer, like, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. And that was my big breakthrough in December.
I love that.
You got 2 clippers for $35. You got free 3-day shipping. You got a 1-year warranty. You got free returns. You got a free travel case. Congratulate yourself on getting all of that for $35. That is unheard of.
Let's talk about as we get into there, what has been your big driver, the big thing you've been selling?
Yes. So Nello was that kind of initial like thing, but then my big seller has been the men's hair clippers from Glaker.
Do you have them with us? You don't have them? I'm
I do
shocked you don't have.
have
I was like, come on, Garen.
right here. So yeah. So now they're sending me all their products. They're like, this guy
Uh-huh.
is selling. So this is their all-in-one trimmer,
Oh, oh.
and this is one of their clipper products. Those are two that they're trying to get me to sell right now.
Let me ask you this because I think this is good for people to know. Had you done any videos for them before you went live?
Yeah, I had done a couple videos for them before I went live.
Okay. Were you having communication with them before you went live and started killing it?
Not before I went live. After I went live is when I believe they reached out. I can't remember who reached out first. I believe it was them, and then they were like, "Hey, we could send you a flash sale."
I think people forget or don't realize that when you start selling a lot of product for a company on TikTok, they're going to reach out to you, or you have the cachet now to be like, hey, by the way, I've sold 30, 40, 50 of your items in one live. Can I get a flash sale? Can I get a giveaway? Let's have a conversation. It does skip you to the top of the line, and it doesn't matter what your GMV is. I don't know what your GMV was at that moment, Garen, but you could have sold nothing anywhere else. But if you sold that much with that one company, they're like, let's go.
Yeah, they just want to see action. Who's going to take our product and not just do one video, one live stream? Who's going to put the work in to try to sell this product, which means that they're passionate about it. I think Laker realized that and said, we like this guy, and they reached out.
And now you're getting all their stuff. Now
Yeah.
you're getting
Yeah, so they're trying to get me to sell those two, but this is the main one. This comes
that's
in
the
there
dream.
and their travel kit, and then inside they have the clippers. So now they gave me the silver, the gold, and the black.
I remember when you just had one and you were planning on getting a second one. Now you have three. I remember that.
You remember when I just had one? Yeah.
Yes. So let's go back to that live. It was December. And I think it's something to remember as well, too. Listen, you can make tons of videos, but if you're going live and it's hot, you got to keep that live going, even at the detriment of your. You're still with her? We're still okay?
Yes, we're in a relationship now. Back then,
Yay!
yeah, yeah, so
You it's locked in. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. But no, truly, like to me, when you're live, you just feel that energy. Had you gotten off that, would you have been like what might have been kind of like what happened when you hopped off with the bot?
I do. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what was it? If you're looking back now, let's Monday morning quarterback. that live, which do you remember how much you sold in that live?
Yeah, it was a little bit over 1,000 GMV, which is, I think, around 22, 23 clippers.
Nice, which is funny because I remember when that was your best live and you're like, "I don't know if I can ever do that again." Have you
Yeah,
done that since? I'm just curious.
a bunch of times.
We always think when we hit this milestone, like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do that again." And what we should think is, "I've done it, I can do it again." And you now you're like a bunch of times, like that's just normal. Before that, how much were you on average making in your lives? Just out of curiosity.
With those clippers, I would sell maybe a few, right around 100 GMV.
Okay, and you went from that to over 1,000. Exactly. What was it about that live that made it go so well?
I think I went into that live stream feeling really good. I had planned in my head what time I was going to go live and didn't have an expectation for what needs to be sold. I was just at the point where I was like, I need to stop worrying about how much I'm going to make and just have a good time. So I went into that live stream saying I'm going to go live at 5 p.m., I believe it was, and just have fun. And so that was the first thing, was not having any expectation. The next thing was just going with the flow. Like I said, I expected to go on for an hour, then take a little bit of time to relax, take a shower, go on that date. But it was flowing. So I was like, yeah, why would I get off? And then I had several people in the live stream, like yourself, who started rooting me on. And that allowed me to win over the people in the live stream, because a lot of times people want to buy from the person, not necessarily the product. So I think people were just really rooting for me and we're just like, we got to get this guy to over 1K GMV and before this woman tells him to kick rocks.
So it was the kind of the perfect storm. But what's interesting you said is you didn't go into it with expectations on yourself or on the people in the room or on the clippers to perform. You just went in and said, let me create an environment that's going to be engaging and have a good time.
Exactly.
That is so interesting. I think is so huge. I hear people when we are in our brands meets creators calls that are like, "Oh my gosh, I did this video and I kept checking it, see what are the views or what are the sales?" And it's like you won't let the avocado ripe. You just keep watching it and watching it like a helicopter parent. And you went into this live and you said, "I'm going to have a good time." And all of a sudden you did your best live ever.
Yeah, it worked out just like that. You put it perfectly.
Then do you remember if it was the next live after that was did you hit 1,000 again?
No, I didn't. I had a certain level of confidence.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember when the next time I hit 1,000, but I knew I could. So it wasn't long after where I hit over 1K GMV again, because I went back to Florida, so environment was different. And but I did hit 1K again recently. After that, then last week I had my craziest live ever. It was insane.
You want to tell us what it was?
I do. So it was another situation where I went live at 12 a.m. I was tired. I was like, I'm not going live for any longer than an hour. You cannot keep me on longer than an hour. That's it. And the vibes were going and people were loving it. There was a little bit of troll action. One of the trolls ended up turning into one of my best followers now. He comes on my live streams and shows love every live stream. So that was crazy. And then I made it to about 2:30 a.m., 3 a.m. And so I went a little bit longer than I expected. And then a new wave of people came in and they just kept gassing me up. And I ended up going live from, I believe, 12 a.m. to 6:30 or 7 a.m. And I sold over 4,000 GMV in that live.
Garen.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. So December, you did your 1,000.
Yes.
It was March when that happened or end of February?
It was March 1st.
That's how you start a month.
Yes.
That is how you start a month. Start a month with a $4,000 GMV live. That is awesome. So you now have quadrupled what you did in December
Yes.
in one live. And of course, you've made money along the way as well too, but that is huge.
Mhm.
So that felt pretty damn good, I'm sure.
It felt amazing. And that taught me, if your live is going well at any point and it dips down, don't be discouraged to get off if it's down for maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes, because there's going to be a new wave of people that are going to pop in if you have the time. Just take a little minute break, go to the bathroom, grab some water. I think people feel like they always have to be on during a live stream. If your animal is popping into the live stream, your spouse, your sibling, you have to take a water break, you take a bathroom break. I always challenge people, while I go to the bathroom, I want to see a sale. I want to see a sale.
I want you to buy when I'm not there. I love that. That's hilarious. And I think that what's so important is realizing that your lives, it is like you're doing your own broadcast. You are doing your own show. And people come and maybe even sit around and they don't even buy anything because they're just happy to be there in the room with you. But that does create and breed sales.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that you do that. You say, welcome to my show. This is my afternoon show. I love that you do that because it reminds me she's not just trying to sell me something, she's also entertaining. And so that's why your live streams are so fun.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. To piggyback on that, I think what you have as well too is that it's an experience. And let's face it, we love experiences. That's why we spend money on things in life that like, why did you spend? Because it was an experience. And you can give them an experience to come back. They can be bald with no hair. They could be like a hairless cat and they're gonna come and watch you and probably share your life with people who do have hair.
Yeah, sometimes I get away from promoting the product because I'll have a little 5 minute period where I'm laughing at the comments or get into a conversation with someone. I'm like, okay, get back to the Clippers because you are trying to make money here, but you're so fluid and having fun that sometimes you're not even talking about the product.
So let me ask you this, because some people might be watching this and going, well, obviously this is easy for him because he was in broadcasting. If I've never been in broadcasting and I'm thinking about going live, what advice would you have for me?
Number one, you don't have to be a TV personality. You don't have to be the smoothest person. You don't have to have the bravado of a entertainer to go live because people just want to see you for who you are. A car salesman or someone at a store, they're not a TV personality, but you still want them to win you over. I've bought 3 or 4 cars in my life. Every single time there was someone who was super pushy and super just kind of douchey and I just didn't feel right. And then I would go to the second or third person and it just felt right. It was like, wow, I like this person. I think they're genuinely trying to help me and I want to buy from them. And every single time I did. So I would just say be you and be genuine about wanting to help people with the product that you're promoting.
That's so good. And it's a good reminder. Not everyone wants to buy something from Garrett or from me, but they do want to buy the product. So it's fine. You can have chemistry even if you're not in broadcasting. That's going to bring someone to your room and they're like, oh my gosh, I relate to you because you're just like me, or just like my mom, or just like my daughter, whomever, and they'll buy from them instead. So that's good for people to really remember that you all should be going live. Now, since you've had this success, all of a sudden doors are opening. Tell us about some of the exciting things that TikTok has invited you into since you're now a big deal.
I always felt kind of left out, like, oh, I'm not a part of that group and part of this group. And now I'm kind of overwhelmed by it. So TikTok invites you to campaigns and you have to register for them and be approved. So now I feel I'm being approved more for more campaigns. Also, TikTok has these Discord groups that they invite you into. There's one for regular affiliates, and there's a top tier affiliates group that I got invited to recently. So I'm getting invited to all these groups. I'm trying to figure them out and how to best utilize them to the best of my ability.
That is the challenge for sure, because all of a sudden there's so many discords and larks, as you know as well too. But the exciting thing is you're unlocking these. So congrats to you. So what would you say to someone who feels like they're struggling right now with just lives in general? What's the advice you'd give them to kind of have them get their 1000K breakthrough that's going to turn into a 4K and then on and on?
I would say for someone who's trying to get that breakthrough, to first have fun with it. Figure out what you need to do to have fun during a live stream. Figure out what you need to do to have fun and try to institute that because at the end of the day, it should be fun for you and the people watching. The second thing is you have to allow time for the algorithm to pick up what it is you're selling.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Say
yeah.
more. Say more.
Yeah, you have to let TikTok know like, "Hey, I'm going live with this. I'm consistent with this, and if you reward me, you will be thankful." Keep going with the product if you really like it. So try a product where you're moving around and doing different things like the bathroom cleaning brush or try the supplements, try clippers, try a book because there's something that you're gonna promote that's gonna resonate with people. I'm trying different things now, and there's certain things that I sell that resonate with people.
And when you find the thing that's working, you stick with that as well too. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yes, the clippers are my go-to, so I will
Okay.
not leave these things until I stop hitting 1K plus lives. And that's another thing too, is like you said, don't get off your live stream. Stay on them because you don't know what's gonna happen. Like you said, if I had gotten off that December live stream, I might have never had that breakthrough. So even if you have something scheduled, if you can go on your computer and cancel it or move it back, try to do that if your live stream is going well. Because you got to maximize that moment when TikTok is sending you people.
That's very true, and you don't know if you're gonna be the hot booty next week, honestly. When you're the hot booty, stay hot booty and ride that wave. Okay, so I like what you're saying, and I'm picking up what you're putting down. Try different things, stay with it. If it's going well, don't hop off if you can. I mean, if you're picking up your child or something, go pick up your child, but if you can, rearrange for sure. And now talking about your 1K lives, what's your goal now? Where are we going, Garen?
So now I'm trying to set goals for myself where they're not money minded, but more so my actions. So, like, okay, you did a 6 hour live, try to do another one. Set aside time to where you can do a 6 hour live because you're making between $80 to $120 an hour, depending on the live stream. So, if you work a full day of live streams, that's a lot of money. So a goal of mine is to do another 6 hour live stream to also find other products that do well for me. I don't want to be stuck on the clippers alone. So I'm trying different products, and some have done okay, not as great as clippers, but have done okay. So those are the two goals: go live longer, and then try to branch out into other products.
The fact that Glicker sending you other things is great because eventually things do get stagnant. You've got the new item that people are like, oh, I love this brand. Now I want the new one. And you're their go to for it. So they're really going to trust you. Like, oh my gosh, he's got the newest thing. Now I need that one too. So that's really great that they're sending you that and getting you ahead of it. I think it's important for everyone to remember when you're doing your lives, what's so great about your lives is that I don't think I would have ever seen those clippers had you not shown me them. Maybe people are going live with it. I don't see it. Did you see people going live with it when you started with the clippers?
No, I only saw videos, and now that I do go live with them, I only see 2 people, but I'm their top live seller by far.
The reason I say that is sometimes it's okay to use that item that people aren't going live with and be the person consistently, like you said. Then TikTok sending everyone who's interested in clippers to your room. Any other thing you'd say to people who are thinking about going live?
Yes, yes. I did want to share this one thing. You know how with shoppable videos, the advice is let the trolls talk because that's how your videos go viral. I've learned recently, let the trolls in your live streams do the same thing because the troll activity helps me a lot. You know, a lot of times people will say, oh, these clippers are cheap. Oh, these clippers suck. Or, oh, those are some Timu type clippers. And I used to just remove those comments, but now I will address them and say, oh, these clippers are cheap. Do you have them? And they never do. They never do. And I'm like, how can you call something cheap that you don't have? And so I'll say, if you do have them, because sometimes they'll lie, I'll say, send me a picture on Instagram so you can prove it to me and I'll send you a free pair. They don't send the picture or they send a picture of something else. And I was like, I knew you were lying because everyone who has these clippers loves them. So that's one thing of advice.
You get a lot of trolls.
I
You get a
do.
lot of trolls. Number one, because you're at night. I
Yes.
think nighttime brings out the trolls, truly, y'all. Trolls happen more as you get bigger.
Yeah. So don't be offended by it and don't think it's going to necessarily ruin your sales.
So don't be so afraid of the trolls. I mean, within reason. But yes, I hear you. That's awesome. Well, Garen, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to see your journey. It's been fun to watch you just really dive in and find your personality. I mean, you had personality, but how you bring it into your lives has been really, really empowering. More than the sales, it's watching you just really like take command. And I think what you said was so poignant. If you're having a good time or the energy you're bringing, if you seem nervous, that's what it's going to come across. And you seem so natural. And that's why people love to come and see whatever you're selling, even if they don't want it. So keep soaring. If y'all are watching this, I hope this empowers you and enlightens you to think to yourself, wait, maybe I need to be doing lives too. Dive in there. You can do it. And if you want to watch Garen's live, can we see your lives, Garen?
On my TikTok page, which is at Garen Flowers, Garin, and then just flowers, the regular spelling.
Amazing. Check out his lives, y'all. Follow him. And then, of course, make sure you put on your notifications so you know when he's going live. And then you'll see him pop up maybe at night, maybe during the day. You just never know. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, you want to learn more about Brands Music Creators, binge the channel because there's a lot of good content in here as well, too. Have a good day. Bye.